Hey y'all, welcome back. And if this is your first time joining me, welcome to my channel, and my name is Stephanie. I really do hope you'll consider subscribing and becoming part of the crafty crew. Today's video is a collab video with my friend Amanda over at 6 Kids and a Glue Gun, and I'll tell you a little bit more about her channel in just a little bit. If you're visiting from her channel, thank you and welcome. In this video, I'll be showing you how I thrifted and flipped 2 fun items as well as DIY'd 2 additional Dollar Tree items that totally give off summer vibes. For this first project, I will be using this plant stand that I got super cheap at a local thrift store, a galvanized saucer from Walmart that I found in their garden section, and some Rust-Oleum forged hammered antique pewter spray paint that I also got at Walmart. I began by taking the plant stand outside and gave it one good coat of the spray paint. Once the paint was good and dry, I brought the stand inside and placed the saucer on top. It was a pretty snug fit, so I didn't use any kind of adhesive, and since this is going to be a bird feeder, I figured it would make it a lot easier to clean if I could take the saucer off the top. Now all that's needed to finish this project was to add the bird seed and find a good place to put it outside. I think that was the hardest part of this project, was finding out where I really wanted to put it. I'm super happy with the way this turned out, and I think it's a perfect addition to my front yard, and I cannot wait to watch the birds come eat. As I mentioned earlier, this video is part of a collaboration with my friend Amanda over at 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. If you haven't checked out her channel yet, you really should head over there and see some of her fun DIYs. She does all kinds of farmhouse and seasonal decorations, and they're just wonderful videos to watch. I'll leave the link to her Thrift It and Flip It video in the description box below, so be sure to go over there and tell her hi. For project number 2, I'm using this pink ceramic flower pot I picked up at the local thrift store, some poly clothesline I got at Walmart, Anita's black acrylic paint, apple barrel paint in the color Fruit Punch, and apple barrel paint in the color Spring Green. Starting at the bottom, I wrap the entire pot with the clothesline using hot glue to keep it in place. While I'm doing this, I make sure to pinch the line together so that it doesn't leave any gaps, because I want it to look like one solid piece of rope. Once I had the pot completely wrapped, I used apple barrel paint in the color Spring Green and a small paintbrush to paint the bottom 4 rows. I ended up giving them 2 coats of paint, letting it dry well between coats, making sure I didn't leave any white showing. After the green paint was dry, I used a bigger paintbrush and apple barrel paint in the color Fruit Punch to paint the rest of the pot. I ended up using a smaller brush to paint the row right above the green so it wouldn't get the pink color on the green. I also did 2 coats of the Fruit Punch color. Once all of the paint was completely dry, I used a black marker to draw a teardrop shape and filled it in with the black paint from Anita's. I made several of these seeds around the pot where I thought the watermelon needed seeds. You can do as many or as few seeds as you want on your watermelon pot. Here's how the pot turned out. I think it is so cute and really does give off the watermelon and summer vibes. Next, I used some Dollar Tree floral foam and one greenery bouquet from Dollar Tree to decorate the pot. I chose this greenery because it reminded me of the leaves on a watermelon vine. I took my heavy-duty cutters and cut the stems apart and arranged them in the pot and messed with them until I was happy with the way it looked. Once I was happy with the arrangement of the leaves, I took some of this green Spanish moss that I got at Walmart and filled in around the bottom so that you couldn't see the floral foam. Y'all, I have to say, this is probably my favorite out of all the projects from today's video. I absolutely love the way it turned out. I think it is absolutely adorable. For project number 3, I'm using one of these mini round bowls from Dollar Tree and apple barrel paint in the color crimson. I start by giving the bowl 4 good coats of crimson paint, letting it dry well between coats. I then give the inside of the bowl 2 coats of the paint, again letting it dry between the coats. Now that the inside and outside of the bowl were completely dry, I used the white metallic marker from Dollar Tree to give the strawberry its seeds. I did this by randomly putting marks all around the strawberry. You can do as many or as few marks as you want. It's totally a personal preference. Once the seeds were dry, I used a scrap piece of cardboard and traced the top of the strawberry. I did this so that it would create kind of like a faux top for the strawberry for our succulent to set in. Once I had the circle cut out, I gave it 2 good coats of the crimson paint. Now that the paint was dry, I used my Cricut tool to make a hole right in the center. Then I used hot glue to attach it to the top of the strawberry. Next, I took one of these potted succulents from Dollar Tree. I picked one that I thought looked most like the top of a freshly picked strawberry, and I put it into the hole I created. I did go ahead and go back and add a little bit of hot glue to hold the succulent in place. I think this little strawberry came out so cute, and I can't wait to make a few more to add to my tiered tray. For the 4th and final project, I'm using one of the So Water Weight decor pieces from Dollar Tree, a couple of decals I made on the Cricut. I ended up not liking the watermelon slice, so you'll see I changed it up in the bit, and some apple barrel paint in the color Fruit Punch. Since I was unable to get the paper off the front of the sign, I flipped it over and gave the semicircle and the stand about 2 good coats of the Fruit Punch paint, making sure to let it dry between coats. I also made sure not to get the paint along the sides and the top of the semicircle. We'll be painting them with a different color here shortly. Next, I'm going to take the apple barrel paint in the color Spring Green and give the sides and top of the semicircle 2 good coats of paint, letting it dry between coats. I make sure to do this really carefully so that I don't get green onto the pink that I just painted. Now that the piece is completely dry, it's time to put the vinyl on. I chose the word Hello Sweet Summer since, watermelons are sweet and we're all ready for summer, right? Now, if you don't have a Cricut, you can do this by the transfer method, or you can print it out and Mod Podge it on there. Just whatever's easiest for you. I just now broke out my Cricut and thought it'd be fun to kind of play with. And you will see that when I go to put the watermelon decal on, it's not the same one. I did not like how this one turned out. It was a layered vinyl and it just had way too many bubbles in it. So I ended up choosing this white one instead. I'm still working on it, and one of these days I will be able to layer the vinyl. I'm pretty happy with the way this sign turned out. I think it's cute. I just wish that I could have used the multicolored watermelon instead. And here's how the strawberry and watermelon projects turned out. I absolutely love them. I think they're so cute and they definitely scream summer. Let me know in the comment box below which one's your favorite. My favorite has to be the watermelon planter pot. If you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, what are you waiting for? Click that button and stick around. I have a bunch of fun projects on the way. And be sure to click the like button if you like this video and want to see more like it. It really helps me out on YouTube. Also, don't forget to go check out Amanda's channel and her video over at 6 Kids and a Glue Gun. You won't be sorry. I'll see y'all next time.